Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, back on the casting couch. I know a lot of you guys missed this, to tell you guys why OTS 19 sets a very bad precedent for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm going to give you guys 3 key reasons on why I believe that. And before I get into it, if you guys could smash that like button, subscribe, that would be great. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers, and I have some epic things planned once we hit that 3K subscriber mark. So make sure that you're subscribed. If you're buying any cards on TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And thank you to all my YouTube channel members. As always, you help me upload more, as well as many other things. So thank you guys so much for that. And we're going to get into the first reason. Now, the first reason why is because it gives players and collectors no confidence when investing into CRs. And the reason why is because we got Blue Enchantress, or I should say Water Enchantress. I always call it Blue for some weird reason. It got a ultimate rare in OTS 19, and you guys might be thinking, well, it looks awesome. What's the issue? What's the problem? Well, Grand Creators, which was its original set that it debuted in, came out on January 28th for the TCG. And we got the ultimate rare on June 15th, and that's not when we got it revealed. This is when the pack came to the TCG, so you guys were able to crack this open, get your ultis and supers and whatnot. And the biggest problem is that while it debuted on the 28th and came out as an ulti on the 15th, it got a CR in Grand Creators as well. And a lot of people got it because, oh, it's a new meta staple, you know, we should get this. And it was debuting around $150 and $100 to $180 respectively. And about 4.5 months later, we get an ultimate rare. And this is about, and we get this announced maybe a month before. So about for 3.5, maybe closer up to 4 months, you have your CR value. But now that has an ultimate rare, the CR has dipped because not only do a lot of players prefer the ultimate rares, but a lot of players want to downgrade. A lot of people got scared that the CR was going to go down, which it did, and they started quick selling them. And right now the CRs on TCG Player are about $85, meaning that if you got the CR on release and it was meta relevant, and still is meta relevant, you lost half your value already, which is, if it's still meta relevant, is absolutely ridiculous. And the reason why this sets a bad precedent is because the only time this has happened, at least to my knowledge, and if I make a mistake, I apologize, was with CR Utopian King's Court versus the Ultimate Rare. But there was at least an 8.5 to a 9-month difference, and the context was a little different because Utopia is an ace monster. I expect them to give it a couple high rarities here and there. Same with Stardust Dragon. We got Starlight Rare, even though we have a Ghost, Ultimate, and all that, you know, in Dawn of Majesty roughly about a year ago. So, you know, ace monsters don't really shock me, right? It didn't really seem like this was going to have an impact on future cards like Blue Enchantress. So now when we get our next deck building set and we have meta relevant cards in that set, especially if it's a splashable engine and anytime in the future, people are going to remember what happened with Water Enchantress. They're going to be like, well, if I get this, what happens if they announce an ulti 3.5 months later? Which, again, nobody could have saw that coming. People are not going to want to invest into these CRs as much, and they're going to be doing a waiting game where they might have to wait for the next OTS pack to be like, oh, okay, you know what, it didn't get into this one, and then they might think, oh, it's going to get into the one after that. Maybe I still shouldn't invest into it, or they'll just lose interest, etc., etc. So this was a terrible choice, and I will have to say before I get into the second reason, as you guys see here, the card's gorgeous. I love how it has an ultimate rare, and if it got an ultimate rare later on, I wouldn't have complained at all. But a card that has a CR that, you know, came out 3.5 months later shouldn't have been an ultimate rare when we have cards still like Ash Blossom, which people have been begging for an ultimate rare since OTS 10. Like I remember in OTS 10 before it came out, I literally made a prediction video when I was a small channel saying, oh, we're gonna get Ash Blossom in this one, guys, you know, and literally double the amount of OTS packs later, we still don't have it. So that's my first reason. Now, the second reason is the product quality. And you guys might be thinking to yourself, well, we've been getting bad product quality in Ghost of the Past and other sets for a while. What makes the OTS so different? Well, I'm going to show you guys a picture right here. And this is a picture of a skill drain that I saw with my very own eyes being pulled. I want to take a look at it because I didn't get to see an ultimate rare skill drain yet, and I saw all this damage, and I was absolutely appalled. The guy was really upset. It's essentially mod play out of the pack, and as you guys see here, the whiting is terrible, and on the second picture, there's actually like a little crease, a little bit of a bend. Maybe not exactly a crease, some people would label it as, but this is fresh out of the pack, and it's unacceptable already. Now, Konami's been doing worse with their product quality, and that's what really sucks. But OTS has for the most part, escaped this. I know with OTS 12, it's had some ink bleeding, but for the most part, our OTS has not been that bad. But with OTS 19, we're seeing a lot of light play, mod play cards straight out of the pack. We're seeing packs that have bends at the corners all the time, etc., etc. And this could mean that Konami's giving up entirely, because I feel like OTS was like the last straw where they made at least passable quality for OTS 19. The other sets can go do whatever with their miscuts or core sets, whatever. OTS 19 for the tournament pack players, it was going to be great until this pack. And speaking of how tournament pack players are really getting the boot on OTS 19, that brings us to our third reason. And this is something that I complained about hard when we started getting this in our OTS packs of the last two packs, OTS 18, OTS 17, and I think maybe OTS 16, and I warned people, and it's come full circle, sadly, where OTS 19 has established a rule that it is not a tournament pack, it is a reprint pack. And I'm going to explain what exactly I mean here. I've talked about the ultimate rares for two reasons. I want to talk about the super rares. Now, in my honest opinion, a tournament pack should be used, and I don't care what they do with the commons, but the holographics, ultimate rares, supers, etc., should be used to upgrade already existing cards that are popular, right? So give an ultimate rare to a card that doesn't have an ultimate rare, right? Or doesn't have a higher rarity. Give super rares to cards that don't really have a holographic yet, right? When we had Fairy Tale Snow as a super, for example, that was an amazing example, right? Toads as supers were really awesome because we didn't have any holographic Toads. Those are just two examples at the top of my head, and there are many, many more. Oh, Vessels of the Dragon, King or Mountain, for Sword Soul. That card as well as a super, awesome, right? But OTS 19 gave us super rares like, and I quote, Super Rare Chalice. Super Rare Chalice not only has an ultimate rare, but it came out as a ultra rare. This is a reprint for a card, not a upgrade at all. Yes, it does look nice, but that's the best example here. Caius has ultra rares, gold rares that look decent actually, which I know for a gold rare that scares people off, and other higher rarities for Caius, but we get this as a irrelevant super rare. DD Flame King Genghis, we have this as a super rare. Pain Painter, we have a card that has never seen play ever and has a secret rare. Random super rare that nobody asked for, and I assure you, not a single person is using that super rare. Paint Painter, not even one person, unless they ran out of toilet paper, right? Maybe if you want to count that, yes, probably one or two, maybe three people are using it for that, or they need to wipe up a spill, and they could get out the Super Paint Painter to do that, so they can save any paper towels or toilet paper. But for play, nobody's using Paint Painter, right? And there's other examples as we've seen in the past OTS, and Enchantress was used as a reprint, in my honest opinion. Not as a higher rarity. And I look at this OTS pack and I think to myself, this isn't for tournament players anymore, this is for reprints. And we already have reprint sets like Ghost of the Past, Maximum Gold, Tins, Dark Building sets always throws a couple reprints, Structure Decks always throws a couple reprints. And that's just on the top of my head, 5 reprints we get usually in the year. Usually we get some other reprints as well. OTS, we usually get anywhere from 3 to 4 OTS packs a year, and the commons are usually used as a reprint, which is whatever. So we really only have a small handful of supers and about 12 ultis max that we get for tournament pack players and to appeal to us. As well as not even just competitive players, but casual players as well. They want to go and get some awesome ultis from the tournament pack as well, or anything in between. And the fact that we now have our millionth reprint set, it really makes me upset, because it feels like OTS lost its magic. Konami really doesn't know the appeal of OTS anymore, and this is reflecting in the prices. Except for Super Rare Chalice, nothing's really holding $1 besides the common Snow reprint. Fairy Tale Snow, mind you. And besides, the ultimate rares, there's no value. We have ultimate rare Albaz is like 50 or less. We don't really have any ultimate rare essentially holding above $60, and that's a huge problem. So I want to know what you guys think of my opinions and what your thoughts are on OTS 19 in the comment section below. I know that I kind of digressed a little bit and started repeating myself near the end of this video, but I really want to hammer down how bad OTS 19 sets as a precedent. I believe we've already seen some things I don't like in OTS 20, and I don't even want to know what happens when we get the full lesson OTS 21. Unless Konami really sees the awful feedback, I think that we're looking at a really bad time to end off OTS, sadly. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of this video. Smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.